Hello and welcome, and can I just say first of all, thank you all so much for your lovely comments and your support. It means the absolute world to me, and a massive shout out to Kareen. Thank you so much. She actually got me into this. Had an accident last September and had to kind of sit back a bit, and it was then that I found Kareen's channel and the wonderful world of Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. So a massive thank you to Kareen and to everybody else that's been very supportive since I've joined in for the first time this year. I was a little wary about sharing it, but hey ho, so thank you. I started on the greenhouse last week, or week before last, I beg your pardon, and I've actually finished the greenhouse. I added some, this kind of a mauvey kind of colour around the edge because I wanted to give some more definition, as I did on the gate earlier on, because it wasn't actually showing up enough. I decided to do a similar thing on the greenhouse. So I've carried on, I've added some little decorative elements. I'm still not sure whether I'm going to add a little piece of lace into that centre. I might do. But I got as far as doing the greenhouse, and then I kind of hit a wall because I wanted to have some pots outside, but every time I cut plant pots out, they didn't look right. It just fought with the colour scheme because I was trying to get terracotta pots, and they just didn't flow because there's just nothing else for it to go with. So I decided, I found a piece of lace, which is absolutely, oh, it's beautiful lace. Look at this. Let me find something dark to put it on. Look at this. It is absolutely beautiful. And I kept looking at this piece of lace and thinking, those squares are planters. They're very ornate, would go with my very ornate greenhouse and be a planter. And I was just about to chop them out, and up popped the new prompt. Thank you so much. Yes, they are now planters. I've chopped them out of here, and I've added stitching. Oh, okay, so go back, reverse, Elizabeth. There's a little piece, because they were melting into the background with the lace underneath, there's a little piece of the sari silk ribbon that I've been using, which is kind of, it's all the colour scheme that I'm following. So I chopped a little bit of the lavendery kind of colour so that it gave a little base behind the piece of lace so you can actually see it. So hence the planters are kind of lavendery colour. And then using the variegated thread that I'm absolutely in love with and will cry when it runs out. No idea where it came from because it was in a job lot. So I just stitched some branches up and around and onto the greenhouse. Then I went back in and I mixed up a couple of threads, a couple of different shades of purples, and added flowers, just random flowers. I started off with 5 petals, and I've actually left some of the smaller ones as 5 petals, but the bigger ones just look wrong. So I've been back in and I've added more petals to them. I then went in and added some more of those bright pink beads that I've already added in further along in the little clumps of flowers. So that ties those together. And then I've just gone back in with a green that's quite similar to the cabbage kind of colour, and added some lazy daisy stitches. In fact, you can see on that one, some lazy daisy stitches to create the leaves on there. So now what I want to do is pop something into this other pot. But what I think I need to do first of all is to carry on and extend. So I didn't stitch everything down, but accidentally I did the middle for some reason. I put 2 stitches in the middle holding that down, but everything else I can slot in, or I can unpick and I can add another section on. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add one more section, because as you know, mine are only this long and there are 2. So I think the third one is going to be my maximum. And I did listen to Christine the other day from Create and Craft with Christine, and she was saying about how people were kind of struggling with the length of the roll when they were working on one section, and maybe work on the section on its own and then add it in. So I'm kind of debating that. With this not being too long, I'm not quite sure. But what I'm going to do is to carry on the flow of the pink and graduate the colours back down. So, oh, excuse me, I got a frog. I will film that because people have asked about how I did it, and it was just very, very easy to do, very effective, but I will do that on another video when I've made my mind up, because as you know, I'm very indecisive. The other thing I'd looked at with this piece of lace that I've been snipping into is, let's pop it on there again. If you look at these sections here, you've got leaves, so I'm wondering, I might snip some of these leaves out, get the old green pro marker onto them, and then they can go into the planter on the other side, so I can have something green coming out of there. I don't know, that's still an idea in my mind at the moment. I've not quite made my mind up. It's been one of those weeks this week, I'll just say that. So yeah, that's where I'm up to. Greenhouse done, planters done, so technically I suppose I'm ahead of myself. So I'm going to take the time to add the next section on, and I'll be back with that when I've decided how it's going to go, and I'll share how I did it. Okay, thanks for stopping by. Happy stitching, everybody. Bye.